Koenma may regard us as equals, but I do not. Once inside the castle, I suggest you let us do the work. As far as I'm concerned, we're babysitting.
See, that's the type of... I'm gonna kick your ass.
Let me introduce you to these guys. That's Hiei, and his name is Kurama.
A pleasure.
So, are you Chinese or Japanese?
Idiots. It only looked easy because Kurama was the one fighting. If you had fought, you would have died in under a minute.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Listen, you've got to pull out of this fight. You remember that demon I was talking about? Well, I think Shorin is him dressed up.
You're calling me weak? Look at your little birdie arms. They're no thicker than a cigarette. I could smoke them little arms.
Kurama, what are you... Shotgun!
They're all nice guns, and all guns are nice.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's a shotgun.
That attitude is a little immature.
I think I smell a human over there. Maybe he's come here to be our dinner.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes.
Now I can kill as many apparitions as I want to after I turn that human boy Urameshi inside out.
An excellent chance to sharpen my claw.
You shut your goddamn mouth, or I'll shove that ditch witch down your throat and dig a tunnel straight through to sunshine.
Yes, I do prefer larger battles. One-on-one always makes me...
My God, are you still talking?
I've been waiting 20 years for this moment. Monkey style! Daddy.
I don't believe it.
Burning hell, I tell you what. My name is Hank Hill, and I sell propane and propane accessories. This world shall know propane. That's a clean burning hell, I tell you what.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Presenting the short bus veteran. Still plays the intro outro for recording. Okay, let's see. Well, let's see how this works out. All right. Oh well, fuck. I'm gonna want to stop this. I have no idea if I'm looking at me or if it is fucking up. So I don't know what you're all listening to. So give me 2 minutes. Oh, it should be done. It should be done. I should be on the screen by now. Okay, hello. Welcome to the show. Thank you for anyone who stopped by. We're gonna be talking about like the Suicide Squad Archetype kind of thing, like, you know, because apparently that's what Thunderbolts is, and that came out. I didn't watch it, but we're going to talk about that and how it works in story writing and all that kind of stuff. But I got a few guests here, so here's one.
Monkey style!
What's going on, man?
Whoa.
How's it going? You did that. Dude, your internet is choppy as hell, man.
Yeah, what was happening? I don't know, because like it wasn't showing the bus. I don't know. Did you see the bus intro?
You're like potato quality. Like your audio is fine, but your visual, it's like potato quality. You're like also barely moving. It's like a slideshow presentation. Something's going on.
Yeah, man. This is why people don't use Streamlabs, but at the same time, it's like way cheaper. It's only $9 a month. But I don't know. Hopefully that works out. Maybe here, I'm gonna full side myself. Sometimes I fix the stuff. Who knows? I'm troubleshooting. All right. Well, let's see if his side is fixed the stuff.
A mulberry is a tree, Kuwabara is a man, and I'll prove it. We all have to die when our time comes, but if we do our duty, we don't got regrets. So taste a little piece of my sword.
Hi-yo!
Hey, we can hear him.
Why am I the only one that's like visible?
So
just Streamlabs.
So here's the thing. So
what the fuck?
I am trying to get a new microphone set up so that I can use the face cam with the mask. Unfortunately, that didn't work this time around because Streamlabs was not recognizing either my webcam or the microphone. So
turn your camera off so at least we could see the icon or whatever. Now we're just looking at Batman's crotch.
Really weird.
Hey, what? You guys can't see my PNG tuber?
No, it's not working.
What is happening?
It's Talk Studio, Streamlabs. Like, there's so many issues.
Toxic masculinity.
Man, maybe I'll just go to like the free version of Streamlab or StreamYard, whichever. I don't fucking know. At least then it'll work. Apparently, maybe I don't know. But the thing is, like, I can stream to like Twitter and But if you can't, if it's not working, it's not working. No, we can't see your PNG. We just see Batman's penis.
So speaking of Batman's penis, Suicide Squad. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that. We can. No, let's talk about the tech issues.
What are we? Some kind of
Suicide
Squad?
Yeah.
It's the first GIF that pops up when you type it in Twitter.
I like the movie when I first watched it. I think I was enjoying it. Like, I think I wanted to enjoy it so much because I hated Batman vs Superman so much that I was like, Suicide Squad's, and it was just like I watched it like twice and I liked it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually bad. I was at film school and I was like, why did I like? It's actually terrible. Why is the thing blocking me?
What are you talking about? I'm making the production a lot better here. All right. No, I can't do it. I think I'll just put it over Warren. Oh, I can't move it that far.
You're such a fucking
douchebag. Yes,
dude. What are we? This is Katana. She's got my back. Have you seen that?
She has a sword that eats souls.
Yeah,
never see that.
What a great film.
No, but Warren, I assume you haven't seen. Warren, I assume you haven't seen Thunderbolts, right?
Oh yeah, no, fuck that shit.
None of us have.
Because when he said we're gonna talk about this, I'm like,
so when Bat Sauce threw the opportunity out there, I jumped at it because I not only have I read like OG John Ostrander's Suicide Squad, but I've also read like some of the greatest Thunderbolt stuff out there, like the OG stuff, like drawn by Mark Bagley.
Oh, nice.
And also the Osborn era stuff, like when they were in Thunderbolts Mountain and they had like Radioactive Man and Bullseye and Matt Gargan's Venom on the team. So
that's awesome.
So is it true that they are like Marvel's Suicide Squad? Is that the case?
Kind of. So the Suicide Squad, everybody's expendable. You will see guys drop. You will see guys drop or get dropped in like the blink of an eye, and they're gone, and that's that.
Yeah, there's always that one or two got like that's set up to die initially. Like, pretty much every iteration.
It was towards the end of the run. There were like 10 guys that just got absolutely murked towards the end of Ostrander's original run. And then there were, what was it? And then of course there were like people that died over the course of the entire series. But with Thunderbolts, the team is rehab focused. It's basically the Thunderbolts were originally a group of supervillains posing as superheroes. They were led by Baron Zemo, and they were trying to pose as superheroes during a time when there were no superheroes because the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and I forget who else. They were all missing.
Well, then that's not very Suicide Squad-y then.
Yeah, no. Originally, everybody calls it that because that's when you started to see more. You started to see much nastier villains on the team during the Osborn era. So that's when you started to see like,
So they weren't originally like bad then, the Thunderbolts.
No, the most I want to say the most sadistic team member that they had on the original Thunderbolts team was probably Moonstone, and that was it.
Well, I see they got like, I guess Baron Zemo's not like, he's pretty evil, right?
Yeah.
Their whole thing was
Nazi. Yeah, he was pretty fucking evil.
yeah, pretty evil. Well, that's just apparently that's like Yay now, right?
Oh yeah, he's just a Yay fan.
Yeah, he's a Yay fan. No, okay, so like they originally were kind of set up to be like the team of supers that are struggling with mental illness. So that's something that was kind of there from the beginning. You're saying?
Not really. So
I thought that
in
was.
in
All
in
right,
the
never mind.
original, like,
So you're gonna miss.
so in the original, like in the original Thunderbolts run, it started out, like I said, they're superheroes or supervillains posing as heroes to try and gain like national secrets. But over time, you start to see members of the team like Goliath, like who's posing as a hero named Atlas. You see Screaming Mimi, who's posing as a hero named Songbird. You see each of them start to see the light, and then by the end of that, like that original team's,
Yeah.
I don't want to say run, by the end of that original team's arc together, you see like Baron Zemo and Techno. They're the only one, or Techno, who's like, see the fixer
Yeah,
is Techno.
I don't know who the hell Techno is, but I mean, okay, I'm a little
let me see
confused
if I
with
can pull
everything
up
you
some
said of like
pictures.
what exactly the concept of the team was. It feels like there was maybe like they threw together a team and they were just like make it work, and probably maybe different authors kind of were shifting the direction.
Yeah,
Because I have seen that happen with other storylines.
Yeah, Thunderbolts definitely evolved over time. Suicide Squad, it's been more or less the same gist. You know, deploying supervillains.
Yeah.
With some kind of what is it? Deterrent implanted.
Well,
in
it's
them.
the Mission Impossible. Like you get like villain types to do the Mission Impossible type of thing where it's like, and also it's like Black Ops, right? I mean, we all saw the 2 live action Suicide Squad movies.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The second one wasn't bad.
Second one was good.
No, I really didn't like the second one.
Really?
Because,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, because I think I talked to you about this a while ago. James Gunn has demonstrated a fundamental like complete misunderstanding of the Squad, and he tries to apply like Hollywood logic, like, oh, we don't have the rights to use Deadshot, so we'll just throw Bloodsport in there instead. And it's like, no, that it doesn't work like that, because not only do you have team administration, which is Waller, and field leader, which is Flag. They're on the Suicide Squad. You don't see this on in the Thunderbolts, but on the Squad there's a trinity. Okay, it's Deadshot, Bronze Tiger, and Captain Boomerang. It's the 3 of them. And you see,
I didn't know Bronze Tiger was part of the Trinity. I knew the Boomerang was.
Yes, he was, and they temporarily, for a little while in New 52, and this actually worked really well because I didn't realize how similar their personality types are. They kind of replaced Bronze Tiger with Black Manta, but for in that original Ostrander run, which remains the greatest run to this day, it's that Trinity. It's the 3 of them.
I've read some of New 52. I didn't get to Black Manta being on the team, though, but I've read some of the New 52 Suicide Squad, and I remember liking it. I think I read like the first 10 or so issues. But I always liked the concept of it, but I'll be honest, I haven't read that much of the original.
You'll really like the original, and if you've read New 52 and then you read the original, you'll see it is miles better. Nothing Suicide Squad ever written. I mean, Rebirth is kind of decent, but nothing compares to that our original run, hands down.
All right, so the other two, because we're gonna jump back to these other IPs and stuff like that throughout this conversation, but the other 2 things I've seen is there was an animated Suicide Squad movie that I remember being pretty good. But the best thing that I saw Suicide Squad wise was the I think 2 episode or 3 episode Justice League Unlimited episodes. If anyone remembers that.
I don't remember that.
What? No,
I don't remember seeing that in Unlimited. I mean, I remember seeing Deadshot in the Justice League series.
Dude, they had to go and break into the Justice Tower or whatever it's called in space, and they got Calendar Man at organizing the whole plan. And I highly recommend it. Just if you got an hour or so, just to go back to watch those couple of episodes. I mean, obviously, just go rewatch the whole series because the series is amazing. But all right, yeah, no, that's kind of where I got the whole oh, this is the potential of writing for this type of archetype of team that's put together, right? heroes that are being controlled, not heroes, super powered people that are being controlled by the government to do some sort of black ops thing, and
villains that are forced into the role of anti-hero.
Right. Yeah. Right. And there's usually they're not like, obviously the government doesn't want to get caught, so they're not going to just throw a bunch of retards that are going to get them caught. So they're going to have some smart people. They also like have something that's going to be like the muscle, right? Because they're going to be facing against superpowered people.
With the squad, there's also there's the plausible deniability.
Yes.
If they get caught,
Harley Quinn.
If they get caught, Waller has two options. She can either just blow their heads off, or in the original run, it was just the armbands. Gail Simone tried to flaunt that knowledge and be like, "Oh yeah, I know the original Suicide Squad," because back then, I don't fucking like her. Anyway,
it takes 2 seconds to look up the wiki.
Yeah, but shit, what was I saying? She can. Yeah, Waller can either just blow their heads off or say, "Fuck it, I don't know." They're doing some weird shit to fuck with the Justice League.
Yeah, of course. They always just put a bomb. That's like so the second movie, like it kind of felt like James Gunn put together like the type of team that you would see, because he had the Muscle, which was the shark guy. You had
it's not fucking King Shark, bro.
King Shark.
Let me pull up an image of King Shark, because
I've seen King Shark.
I love King Shark in the movie. Why didn't you like King Shark?
Yeah,
he was too derpy?
Because I'll show you well, first off, because he's basically just fucking Groot. And this is one of my major problems with James Gunn. Every movie I have fucking seen since Guardians of the Galaxy that came from James Gunn, it's all
just Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it feels like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it literally feels 1-to-1. Peacemaker is Drax. King Shark is Groot. Who else?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, that's only two right there. Yeah, who's Star-Lord?
Star-Lord Bloodsport is basically Star-Lord.
Yeah. Oh, the rat guy was Raccoon, right?
Kind of. The personalities are different, but
Rat Girl.
Rat Catcher.
Yeah, Rat Catcher. We can't even remember the freaking names.
No, I remember. Yeah, Rat Catcher too.
I'm bad with names in general, so.
But yeah, no, King Shark. He like.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but. Yeah, King Shark. You get to share the.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was gonna. Oh, not ad cam. I was gonna share. I understand. Let's proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right. But anyways, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is King Shark. Okay, strapped to the freaking gills. Yeah, they came out with some shit that looks like the dork from the Harley Quinn series. This is what they put on the screen for Suicide Squad for James Gunn. Meanwhile, this is what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind him being derpy, but I get it.
Right.
I also haven't read a ton with him, to be fair. He looked weird in the New 52 where he was a hammerhead shark. That was weird.
Yeah, that he looks a little bit stranger in there, but I will say he fits great onto the team.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of sat him like there, and he would occasionally be part of the plot, which is fine.
Yeah, no, it's that monster factor, and that's why Killer Croc also fits really well on the team. Because when
that's what I was talking about, the muscle, right? Because like you get a strong person to come, like the plan starts to go a little bit sideways. You need somebody to have a little bit of like superpower muscle.
Wrong. I haven't read
not just muscle, a monster.
Was
like
it Blockbuster
this,
the original?
Eats people. Like same and
Wasn't Blockbuster the original?
Blockbuster.
The fuck is
Blockbuster?
Who? The video store?
No, the character.
No, hold on. I have my slab. I can't show it on screen, unfortunately, because my freaking webcam won't work. But no, but he wasn't. He was on there for a little while, but the first team from Suicide Squad issue 1, it was Enchantress, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Nightshade, Bronze Tiger, Rick Flag, and then I don't recognize the other two people there. But I know one of those two people dies in the first issue, so it doesn't really matter. But
and Bronze Tiger is not really interpreted in many things. And if he was like, look, so my comic book knowledge obviously is not great on a lot of things, but I'm like, it is one of these things that's like, why wouldn't they put this character? Because they were trying to do the DEI shit for so many years, and I'm like, so this guy was one of the originals, and you didn't put him in the movies?
because they keep trying to force Harley Quinn onto the team.
Oh yeah, that's true. Bronze Tiger. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. That I didn't realize he was a core member of the team. Yeah, they made Deadshot black instead of using Bronze Tiger.
Bronze Tiger. Like, why not? It's always so funny whenever you look into it a little bit. It's just like, wait, there was like a very easy.
Also, they butchered Captain Boomerang. Is like, I love Captain Boomerang. And they took him up.
Yeah, they won't ever let Captain Boomerang be cool in anything. Like, what the hell, man?
Dude, because I've thought of so many. Like, you can't make boomerangs cool. I have thought of so many ways to make. You could easily make boomerangs cool in combat. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then you could, you can. I mean, you could poke fun at him a little because I mean,
well, because he can be goofy.
The gimmick is a little campy, but then like you have like a montage scene, like I don't know, like something. You guys remember like what was it, the stairwell from Zack Snyder's Justice League? You could set something up like that where it's like a spiral staircase and he's fighting his way down with like boomerangs.
There's so much you could do.
I don't remember Zack Snyder's Justice League though.
That movie sucks.
There's. I mean,
not a fan.
You could. Yeah, I agree. You can make anything look cool. Let's talk about the fact some of the choices. Like, I kind of wish I had this conversation like beforehand. Because like the choices of having Sentry and the Thunderbolts, and again, this is coming from a place of ignorance, but I'm just like, that seemed like not the best choice to put into that type of team to create a story.
So now we know why. Now we know why they chose him. Because they did the fucking the new title reveal of the new Avengers.
So they changed the title of the movie?
Yeah, they changed it to the new Avengers.
New Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I was so confused. Wait, so they changed the title of the movie while it's in theaters?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why? Was it a marketing thing to get more people to?
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Because that was definitely not. It's not in the movie, is it?
It is now. I think it's at the end credits.
So they retroactive, so the movie changes its own title?
Yeah, I've never seen this been done before.
It's a dumb idea.
It is extremely dumb.
Yeah, it's stupid and it fucks with your momentum. Because for the past how many months?
I'm changing the title of the series. Oh no, I can't even say that as a joke because it's printed. This is so dumb.
Yeah. You send out the first wave, they get Phenomenova. You send out the second wave, they get, I don't know, Phenomastar.
Yeah, I changed it, but it's still
Young Phenomenon, last war of the Lord of the Lightning.
The show, man.
But none of them are Avengers. So there's one Avenger character, and that's it.
The new Avengers.
Also, there's this commie chick on TikTok that's like talking about women in media. It's like, see how much better Black Widow is dressed compared to because she's less skimpy now. I'm like, fuck you. She's supposed to be a sexy assassin.
Yeah, but dude, absolutely. That's why Sentry's in the freaking movie because he's the. This is the funny part. Vaughn, you remember Bendis's Avengers, like Bendis's Avengers. Okay,
I heard it's great though.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good. I'm not a fan of like a lot of Bendis stuff, but I enjoyed that. It comes after Avengers Disassembled. It's basically Electro leads this massive prison breakout on the raft, and the heroes that respond to that become the new Avengers. Okay, the only person on this fucking team that is legit a new Avenger is Sentry. That's it. None of the rest of these fuckers are new Avengers.
Like Wolverine in there.
Yeah, it's Wolverine.
I mean,
it's a cool lineup. It's Luke Cage, Wolverine, Spider-Man,
Iron Fist, right?
Yeah. So I've never read any Sentry or anything, but at least the guy's recognizable to me. I mean, like, look at the rest of the team besides Bucky. I mean, like, what is it? It's Ghost.
That ain't Ghost. Hold on, let me, Vaughn. If you
I know.
I want to show Bats off.
I know, but from the comics,
like
who the fuck is Ghost, right? Who the fuck is Black Widow's sister?
I don't give a shit about, like, and I say this as someone who loves Marvel. Granted, I'm not a huge Thunderbolts guy, but I don't give a shit about, like, no one watched the Black Widow movie. Did not do well at the box office.
That was pretty bad.
Three or four characters in that movie, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to find.
They made woman Taskmaster because they, God fucking forbid. Yeah, we have 2 race swap or gender swap characters. 2.
I want to find a picture of.
Well, okay, this just proves how D-list this character is.
Yeah, and he's like an
Google
Iron Man
search
villain.
a picture of him.
For context, by the way, I think he's like an Iron Man villain. He's not.
Look, I don't doubt that they did some cool stuff with some of these characters in the
Is
comics.
everyone but Iron Man fighting Iron Man villains? Like the Shang-Chi's fighting his arch nemesis, the Mandarin. The Mandarin shows up after he's fucking dead. Like, what the fuck? And why are we? And it's the same thing. Like we started with the like they started giving like Jessica Jones Daredevil villains. Like,
well, it comes from like obviously being absolutely retarded, right? But it's like they can't think of making a good villain other than he's powerful. Yeah. If he's not powerful, then he's not good. And then, so that's why you get all these villains that are like snapping people out of existence. If you remember, like one of the the Fan Four Stick, when he had Dr. Doom come out and he just like waved his hand and people were like exploding, and then all of a sudden that power was gone.
Yeah,
it's just like they have to be like, oh no, we have to show how like crazy powerful they are all the time, and they kind of did that with the Sentry's the Void or whatever.
Yeah, so, yeah. The Void the Void is supposed to be like almost like a cosmic horror alter ego.
Yeah.
It is the voice of darkness inside the Sentry's head, urging him to do wicked things. And I know none of us have seen the movie, but I would actually like to know which backstory of the Sentry that they're going with. Whether they went with the original one that was debuted during New Avengers, or whether they're going with the true one that was revealed during Dark Reign. But I brought this up. I tried looking for a picture of Ghost without the mask on. This is Ghost, okay? And he looks a little bit goofy. So this suit right here, this is what allows him to phase through stuff. And for context, okay, the actual Ghost, and Vaughn probably already knows this. The actual Ghost.
No, I don't actually. I don't know dick about this character.
Oh, okay. Well,
what part of D-rate do you not get?
Well, here's the thing. I've actually barely read any Avengers stuff with the Marvel Universe. Most of my reading has been X-Men, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but so for context, Ghost, like the actual Iron Man villain, who is a Thunderbolt. He was on the team during the time that I think they started putting him on around the time that Luke Cage was in charge of the Thunderbolts program. But for context, he is a stinky, smelly, paranoid, wiry, decrepit old man he's like a big tinfoil hatter. Okay.
Oh, it's like Rorschach then.
Way worse, because he's like fighting. He thinks he's fighting like Megacorps and stuff. Like especially when he fights Stark, he's anti just everything establishment. So much to the point.
Well, okay, so here's the problem though. If we got
kooky.
this iteration, it might have even been worse in today's age.
Yeah, they would have made him like MAGA or something. 100%.
Yeah, he would have said like. Yeah, exactly.
They would have made him Gary from Nerdrotic. He kind of looks like Gary from Nerdrotic.
that just shows you that's how disconnected they are from like the source material, because they can't even look.
I mean,
they don't even bother to look into it and say, "Oh wait, this character is like this. This would be a person." No, they don't even read the shit. So
here's the thing: like because I don't know much about this, but the thing is, if I was being tasked with making a goddamn movie about it, you better believe I'm researching the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Like I've written stuff. There was one thing I had to write, someone wanted me to write something for them, and it was based on something I didn't know much about. So what did I do? I became like a fan of it. I researched like fucking crazy. I indulged myself. I saw what fans like, blah, blah, blah.
How much of that is you caring and how much of that is your autism?
Both. I have both. I would say both.
Yeah.
Equal parts.
No, I mean, dude, look at fucking. I mean,
This team
Task
is
Manager's like they made a skull.
Yeah.
Task Manager. I actually said that by accident. They made a skull mask look not cool. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a George Perez design. He is one of the coolest looking villains. And Taskmaster looks like such shit.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, what was it? The camera, what they did in Black Widow with the camera and the mask, that I will say, to their credit, that tiny little detail, that's cool. Because that's something that Tony Masters would actually do. He would like strap GoPros and shit to himself and then, get into fights with people and then watch the footage later and like analyze it.
That's not that crazy of a thing to add.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that's all they get. Also, I mentioned this a while
Masters.
ago. Yeah, Tony Masters.
Penis. He has a penis.
Yeah, yes,
and
Tony Masters.
Testosterone.
Yeah, and for the record, by the way, Tony Masters is probably one of the top 10 hand-to-hand combatants in the Marvel Universe. He has handed Captain America his ass. He has handed Spider-Man his ass. This is not Tony Masters right here. This is some random heifer in a skull mask. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
and by the way, for the fun fact for y'all, I mean, they kill her within the first 15 to 20 minutes, so they kind of dodged that. Disney kind of dodged this one. But the only female Taskmaster in all of Marvel Comics is a pedo. She tries, she tries to diddle Deadpool when he's a teenager. It's in Deadpool.
What?
Yeah,
What?
hold on.
No. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
It's not going to show you the actual panel.
I'm good.
And I
He
said
is
she
worried
trust
over
you.
here.
She
What
basically.
was some of those things that popped up on that search bar right there?
Huh?
Nothing. I don't know. Let me know when it's up.
What FedEx tracking?
Yeah, but okay. To go back, I can't believe you guys haven't seen those Justice League Unlimited episodes. But like,
I didn't. What did I say? I've never seen the Justice League Unlimited. I've seen them. What are you talking about?
well, the Suicide Squad episode.
Yeah, I've seen it. No,
then why didn't you say anything?
You didn't bring it up. Did you bring it up?
I went on. Oh my god, you motherfucker!
I must
Hey,
have
Vaughn, you're on stream, Vaughn. Pay attention,
Yeah, I've
Vaughn.
seen it. They don't call them the Suicide Squad. I remember they call them by task force test, which is easy. Thank God they have
Monkey style.
That's,
Yeah. Wait, I thought they were in one episode.
Yeah, I really like that meme.
I love it too. I was looking. Look, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I love King of the Hill, and I was looking up like King of the Hill anime memes.
Dude, there's so many female villains they could use too. Like,
Yeah. Well, right. Where was I going with that? Okay, but so do you remember the whole plan to like get into the tower and to just it was like the whole plan was just to steal some information.
Yeah.
It was like it was not like world breaking or
unit,
anything.
so- Get into the tower, steal their Wi-Fi unit so Bat Sauce can stop lagging.
yeah, that was it.
God damn it! Fuck. I don't want to use StreamYards because I can't. I definitely can't pay.
You know, someone put it out one time that you sound kind of like. I think it was Scream King's leader said you sounded kind of like Kermit. And now
Wow,
I can't
she did not say that to my face.
She said that. I think we were hanging out in Vegas. Someone mentioned that your voice it sounded kind of like Kermit into something else. I'm trying to remember what.
It probably Kermit. I think I've heard Kermit before.
No, it's Kermit and something else. I'm trying to remember, but I can't.
Damn it, dude! You're gonna make me so subconscious about that.
So you mean self-conscious, you stupid fuck?
That's what I said.
You said subconscious.
Oh my god, I probably did. It's part of my dyslexia.
Oh man.
Yo, what is going on? You're on my show, man. What is going on here? Fuck. And you just disappeared on me, BS. Thanks, man.
Unless you guys can see me now.
No, we can't see you now.
We never
Damn
could
it.
see you.
Wait, you could see me?
No, we never could.
I want to leave. Wait, I want to leave you down.
But anyway, all right. So
Wiener.
I think one of the things with the anyone can die premise is two things. One, you have to stick with that forever to a detriment, which means you'll be unnecessarily killing characters that don't necessarily have to get killed off.
Yeah.
Is that one of the problems? like you're like, oh, we'll just we don't need them anymore. Yeah, but like sometimes it's good to keep a character around because you might, or conversely, it could shoot yourself in the foot, because one of the problems I think they have now is Suicide Squad. Correct me if I'm wrong, Warren, but when Australia took it off, none of those characters are really being used for anything, right?
Wait,
No.
what?
Was Boomerang?
I don't know
Boomerang's-
actually. I mean,
die in the first one, I think.
No, I'm talking the comics.
yeah, no, in the original Ostrander run, I can't
I think
remember.
Deadshot was like a nobody character. I don't know about the others.
Yeah,
Well, and that like
that's
perpetuates
probably
comic
accurate.
books issues of just like having characters die and come back, like
Well,
constantly.
the point I was overall getting at is nowadays Suicide Squad is a well-known team, and so it doesn't. The problem is that they have mainstays, which I think is cool. Man, you know more about it than me, but I can't help but feel like if they have too many cool characters, like they need to have those nobody characters. But the problem is, whenever they have those nobody characters, they go, "Oh, I know who's dying."
Yeah,
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
if everybody's a nobody, it's good, but then it's harder to market. But if everybody's a somebody, you can't kill someone off.
there was
That's not true.
something they did during New 52 that kind of countered that, and it made sense within the context of the story where they killed Deadshot, but then Amanda Waller uses some some of the chemicals taken from a Lazarus pit to, like, she shoots his dead body up with them and revives him and starts deploying him on like solo missions by himself. And it freaks him the hell out. He's like, what the hell? Like, he basically like wakes up on the operating table and it's like, all right, no, you're not done yet. I still have use of you. And that was, again, the idea was cool. I think they should have held off on it and not place such, they made the entire story focus around that, which kind of sucked. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that is definitely one of the pitfalls that comes with it. You know, you got.
Well, I just don't think that because you make good characters, you can't just kill them. I mean, I think that's like part of the reason why Game of Thrones got so popular. And it's not the only IP to do something like that. You make a character, you just write good characters, and then some of them they're set to die, and some of them aren't. And it's just like, well, if you like that one, sucks to be you, but they're dying because that's what's got to happen for the story. And then it's really impactful. You know, makes that death super impactful. It's really good writing. You know, a lot of stakes are then thrown in there, especially when you see that a character that has so much intention thrown into their writing and then they're killed. It shows that there's like, it makes it feel like no character's safe. That's really good for writing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like once you start reviving, it's the problem I had kind of with The Walking Dead is like they were like, everyone's gonna die, and I'm like, bye. Why am I sticking around? You know, but I also understand there's a balance to be struck, and I think that literally having death in the name kind of, if anything, exaggerates the problem. I don't know.
No, well, here's the thing. It's like, this is like the whole concept of the team is like the bane of Hollywood's existence, because exactly what I just said, they're going to refuse to do that. I mean, exactly. That's why, again, Game of Thrones was such an anomaly, and that's why it was so refreshing when it happened. And people, of course, then they're taking the lessons the wrong way. They're like, oh, we just kill people and stuff, and that's what makes it shock value. Yeah. That's what makes it good, and that just was never the case. It's like, no, like the deaths were meaningful to the story. That has to happen, and I think that's something that like where I always complain about what's it called, Invincible, because I feel like Invincible relies so heavily on shock value, and I feel like a lot of the characters that have time put into their writing, they're safe, right? For the most part.
I mean, I'm past where the show is in the comics, and so far, yeah, it seems to be the case. But I don't mind that necessarily. That's kind of inherent to the superhero genre. But when you market yourself as, we kill people like crazy.
Yeah, no, but that's like, I think that's been a fault of the comic book storytelling in general. Like, I think it's just like that just because that's been the past of comic books, like that doesn't mean you should continue it. Change it up, guys. Like, I think that's lame.
Yeah, I will say, Patrick Thayer, he does a good job of it with Project Analysis. He compares
Thayer.
Paul Thayer. Sorry, not Patrick. Why do I think his name is Patrick?
Patrick Star?
No, no, the guy that does Project Nausis.
No, I know.
He
Neosis?
compares. Yeah, no, it's Nausis. Right?
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
But he does a good job with it. He compares his stuff to Mortal Kombat, and he definitely goes for that like super kick-ass, uber violent factor. But you know when somebody drops, you know he's got a hard rule. If somebody goes, they're gone. You know.
Yeah.
There's no farting about, you know, oh wait, well they can come back. No, that he applies stakes to it, and he understands how to, you know, keep you invested.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of indie creators kind of tend to do that. It might also be a thing where it's just like, yeah, we also don't have this huge fan base that's gonna like scream at us and spend less money on us if we do kill certain characters. Maybe our minds would be a little bit different if that was the case.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, I mean, here's like Thunderbolts again. Don't know much about it, but well, all right. That speaking of, you said they switched Bronze Tiger with Black Manta. Now, Bronze Tiger sounds like he was a staple of Suicide Squad, which is really weird because he's like never in adaptations anymore.
I've never heard of the character. I'll be honest.
Because he's not a big name character. I mean, you got Boomerang and you got.
But that was the point of the Suicide Squad. That's what I'm saying. The Suicide Squad, from what I haven't even read a lot of the other comics, but the Suicide Squad was supposed to be no name characters. Deadshot is a big name character now, but he wasn't at the time.
Yeah,
he was like a reject Batman villain.
Yeah,
that was thrown on the team.
Yeah, and I mean his popularity started to like pick up momentum and stuff with the Arkham games, because you started to see him show up there. Deadshot, I mean.
Well, it wasn't that a reaction to him being in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like he had a revitalization in the Suicide Squad because of that, right?
Yeah.
No, wait. What were the publication dates on that? Because New 52. I'm trying to think.
Well, but I'm saying New 52 was around the time of Arkham City. But what I'm saying is that he probably wouldn't have been a key part of those games if he was just that D-list Batman villain and never was thrust onto the Suicide Squad and given a second wind.
Yeah.
The problem is that
Unlimited probably started it. Just the animated series for Justice League. That's probably what got it started.
Well, the problem is, and I think this is the case, is that they now, like it used to be, that's where we throw the D-list villains, and then we have Ostrander can do whatever he wants with them, right?
Yeah.
But now it seems like, which is what I think they should keep doing. But now it's where they're like B and A or B listers.
Yeah,
let's put Deathstroke on the Suicide Squad. Let's put Black Manta on the Black Manta, Aquaman's arch nemesis. They're never gonna kill him off.
Yeah.
Why would they kill off an arch nemesis of a major character?
Yeah,
you're not going to do that.
Yeah, now
you're
not
going to kill Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah,
she was always a weird choice to me for the Suicide Squad, because it was like, and now she's a mainstay. But I never, because you're never going to kill off Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that's one of the big issues with it. But yeah, now you're getting into the territory of like, you know, you're looking at the effects of, or you're looking at, you know.
It became too popular for its own. I think it's not niche.
Well, it's not that it became too popular. It's that corporate entertainment started putting their dick in it and being like, oh, well, these characters are like super, like, they're not very well known. So we have to stick, more popular characters in there. We have to put Harley Quinn in there. We have to put, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it too is the actress that's playing said character. Will Smith playing Deadshot.
Yeah.
But Will Smith, you get her to play fucking any character, people will see the movie. They didn't know who Deadshot was.
That's right, but he's Deadshot in the DC universe, though, so therefore, they're gonna.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
And then what's her name? That's playing Harley Quinn. I mean, like she's a draw as well.
Margot
Robbie.
Yeah,
which I think that's completely what destroyed the second film. Like the need to force her into like that side plot that was going on. Completely.
Wait, what second film are you talking about?
James Gunn one.
Okay, I was like, are you talking about Birds of Prey?
She's worse than that too. She's worse than that. Yeah, it's Harley Quinn is like, because I didn't watch that fucking movie.
Yeah,
Harley Quinn is like the main character in the Birds of Prey movie. And by the way, they made like Black Canary Black for no reason. Barbara Gordon isn't there, even though she's
well, black's in the name. She's got to be black, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Detective Montoya is freaking 50.
Wait, what? Montoya's in the movie?
Yeah,
she's like a cop,
in the movie.
right?
Yeah, how Montoya?
She's so
hold
old,
on, let me
man.
look it up.
She's old? That's weird.
Yeah, she's like the actress. I mean, I don't want to be too mean here. Fuck that, I'll be mean.
Well, I'm not going to endorse whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably saying the same shit. Like, what are you casting me for? I'll take the bag, but like,
she's fucking 60.
Yeah.
She was like 55 at the time that the movie came out.
And to be fair, she was probably 50 when it came out. And it's been a really long time since those movies came out.
Wait, no. When did Birds of Prey come out? Hold on.
Bro, it's probably been like close to 10 years.
Yeah, no, 2020. Yeah, so she was 55.
Oh, it was only 2020. All right, yeah. Wow. That came out during fucking COVID?
Yeah.
Huh. What is time?
And nobody watched it because it looked like shit.
It was terrible.
And then Cassie Kane is like,
what, the Huntress or whatever her name is?
No. The little Asian girl.
Oh, little Asian girl.
Oh yeah, they made her like she's literally the only thing she has in common from what I've seen of the trailers is she's Asian, right?
Yeah,
Does she have anything in common with the character? Like what?
She looks not. Yeah.
Well, what character does she play? It's just a random Asian person?
No, because it's supposed to be Cassandra Cain, who raised by the League of Assassins, right?
Yeah, she does not look like it from what I've seen.
In the comics, after
she's half
Batgirl,
white too, by the way. Cassandra Cain. They tend to,
Oh yeah, skim over that.
Yeah,
white
like
eraser, damn it.
Her last name is Kane. Like she's clearly.
Yeah.
David Kane is her dad. Lady Shiva's the mom. Now, does David Kane do anything really that notable?
Not as far as I can remember. I haven't read a ton of like the Cassie Kane background.
I haven't
stuff.
read like anything with her.
Yeah. After for context, by the way, after Barbara Gordon gets shot by the Joker and she becomes Oracle, Cassandra Cain takes over the Batgirl cowl.
Yeah, and then Stephanie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, this chick she's got a hat on. She looks fucking nothing like.
She's got the fucking beanie on and the frumpy
what the hell,
the frumpy, like,
so
I don't even know
they
what
toned
kind of
down
jacket
the
it is.
sex appeal too.
I was about to jump back to Thunderbolts and talk about like some of the casting that's in there, or like some of the not the casting, the comic book characters that have been with the team. I'm looking.
Yeah.
The very first one is Baron Zemo, and I'm like, wait, why wasn't Baron Zemo in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why has
Wait,
also
what?
speaking of which, Baron Zemo
up?
has he ever worn his costume at all
No.
at any fucking point?
No, never. He had neither.
What does he have in common with Zemo, by the way? And even though I liked Civil War,
Wait,
that
no, he
wasn't
put the
fucking Zemo.
he put the mask on once during Falcon and the Winter
Oh, I
Soldier,
didn't finish that show.
and that's it.
Yeah, well, I think it was like a Easter egg kind of fan service thing.
Yeah, it was dumb. Yeah, and he's a fucking horrible Zemo. He really is.
Yeah.
Like if you like Vaughn, you probably read a little bit of stuff with Helmet in it. Helmet Zemo. But, oh my gosh,
Well, the
that
thing
guy.
with Zemo
I
in
hate
Civil
to keep
War.
disappointing you. I don't think I have.
Oh,
The thing with Zemo in
I haven't read much
Civil
Avengers.
Wow, cut me off a little bit more, Vaughn.
Sorry, I was just responding. Continue, Buttsauce.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the thing about Zemo in Civil War is that like, if name him anything else, it wouldn't matter. Like the guy's playing the part. Like him being Zemo makes no difference.
yeah,
Doesn't take away. Doesn't add anything really.
yeah, and he doesn't have a lot of the qualities that you see from Zemo in the comics, like the just the haughtiness, at the condescension, and the cruelty. He doesn't have any of that.
I remember in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he was one of the coolest fucking characters.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I forgot he was in that.
He was. That's how because that show taught me a lot about the Avengers stuff, and apparently that's like one of the better adaptations.
That was
It is,
really
yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, the storyline from with the breakout from season 1 that's taken directly from Bendis's New Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I know that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver weren't in there, which I didn't realize how prominent they were in the comics until I have read some Avengers stuff, and I'm like, wow, they really chopped down Scarlet Witch. Like she's very prominent in the Avengers comics.
Yeah.
Where's
All right,
Dr. Druid?
But yeah, Zemo, no Zemo on the team.
Dude, Hawkeye's on the team. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna
What
say
if they use
Hawkeye
him?
was on there, and
Wait for Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after Zemo and Techno were ousted from the team, because the other members they basically got addicted to the superhero life and wanted to turn over a new leaf. They couldn't do that because everybody found out they were wanted criminals, so they went into hiding. But Hawkeye goes to them, and Hawkeye, he's got a criminal past. He goes to them and I think he appeals to the law on their behalf, and he basically becomes the team's field leader, and he kind of pulls them closer to being.
They could have done
superheroes.
that. They could have just done that.
Hawkeye, they also in the movies, from what I understand, they got rid of Hawkeye. Was originally a villain in the comics.
Yeah. Well, actually, hold on. The Bat Sauce. You said they could have used that. They could have. However,
The Hawkeye
something. The Hawkeye show, but. Jeremy Renner came out in an interview recently and said, yeah, they tried to get me back for a season 2 of Hawkeye, but they were only going to pay me like half of what they paid me for the first season. So I said no.
Which is insane. Absolutely insane. I liked Hawkeye in those movies.
Yeah, in the movies, he's a great character.
What are you doing, Vaughn?
I don't know.
What
But so,
He's stroking a bookshelf.
Is there a man standing above the monitor?
I think, all right, because I'm looking at this list. Well, another thing, it feels like they wanted to do a Suicide. I don't know what exactly. This lineup is so bad.
Bro, who's Charcoal? Who the fuck is
So this is gonna.
Goliath is in the MCU. Why did they use him?
No, I think it's different Goliath. Different Goliath. So,
they don't care about that. Just throw him on.
It fucking. Oh, you see? Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me share my. Let me share my screen again. No. Keep in mind who they picked to play fucking Goliath. Okay.
Yeah, it was Lawrence Fishburne.
Can you pull up my screen? Okay. You see Lawrence Fishburne hanging out with these fuckers?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yo, he was in Ant-Man too. I forgot about that.
He's very forgettable in that movie because he does like fucking nothing, right? Does he do anything important?
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, he's basically kind of like what is it? Ghost sponsor, mentor, whatever. But do you see Lawrence Fishburne putting this fucking costume on?
Dude, I want to.
And standing with these.
Well, then they shouldn't have cast him.
Exactly. We're starting to get to the problem now.
We need to get famous. Yeah, we need. It's like almost like that. Instead of casting the actors as the character, they're casting the character as the actor.
Yeah,
they're like.
And this character lineup, mind you, this is a direct fucking consequence of the Russo brothers not having a fucking plan, and B. the corporate leadership and corporate administration fucking meddling in the filmmaking process. And now they've got no freaking direction. They're just throwing whatever they can against the wall to see if it fucking sticks. Which is why
they've always been doing that.
And they were able to get away with it because the Russo brothers, each of them has one single pinky finger bone worth of creativity in their body.
Whoa, they were good. They did good.
Well, yeah, but again, keep in mind, they came out and admitted there was no plan. There was no plan. Yeah. The whole fucking time they were flying by the seat of their pants, just doing whatever.
Well, Endgame was very obvious of that. Dude, I'm just really digging this character Charcoal now.
I remember reading about him. He's like he looks like honestly, he looks a little bit like a Scooby-Doo monster.
Dude, this is so 90s. This is so 90s.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but yeah, it's he's like this black kid, and he came onto the team when
Oh,
Hawk
he's
became
black.
field leader. Yeah.
Oh!
Oh shit! Hold on, Vaughn. You guys will get a laugh out of this. The Beetle. Okay, the Beetle from the Spider-Man villain. He becomes Mach 1 from the Thunderbolts, right? And then his name changes over time based on like which edition of the suit he's wearing. But you guys got to see. Hold on.
Oh, Beetle's cool.
Black.
Oh, that's so they're because
feel
they're
like
all
everybody
them all
says
posing with different names is weird.
I feel like everyone says Beetle's cool, but he doesn't really do anything cool.
They made him a lot cooler in Ultimate Spider-Man.
He was in Ultimate Spider-Man, even though that show was very mixed, Beetle was cool in that. He was the one of the saving graces.
Which show?
Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man is a very messy show, but they got Beetle right, and Beetle sucks in the original Stan Lee comics. Like, all the villains are great. Beetle, I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, he's completely different. I don't like seeing Beetle and Young Avengers when that show was good for the first 2 seasons. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
The concept is just blah to me.
You guys are gonna get a big ass laugh out of this.
Oh wait, Backchalk the Leaper was in fucking Winter Soldier for 2 seconds. Throw him on the team.
Okay, so this right here. This is no, they can't because they fucking killed him.
Oh, they did?
They
killed him.
Yeah, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
What?
Yeah, Sharon Carter kills him, I think.
Oh my god,
yeah,
dude.
but right here, okay,
I never watched
this right here,
I didn't watch it either. Only
this is Abner Jenkins, okay? This is the Beetle, all right?
I thought it was charcoal. Powers.
Wait,
he doesn't become black.
Let me finish. So at some point during the series, okay, he has to get plastic surgery because people find out his secret identity.
That's stupid.
And they make him black.
Yes!
I'm not fucking kidding, bro. yeah, right here. He darkened his skin a bit more than expected.
Is that when he got a soul?
Yeah, I don't. Oh man.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's crazy. Wait, that's some crazy plastic surgery.
Yeah, and I think they changed him back after a little while.
Wait, does he does he retain any of the black features when he goes Zach White?
I don't know.
Does he use black
didn't read to the point. I didn't read to the point where he's
shit,
like
he used to start speaking in ebonics.
Yeah.
It's like a really racist impersonation of a black guy, but he looks physically.
This man isn't black.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude.
Oh, really?
That is fantastic.
Yeah, but yeah, I had a huge ass laugh out of that when I read it. Oh
yeah,
man.
Vaughn, I think I already told you about like the origin of lightning powers, right?
You told me your doctor vision that you think it starts with black characters, and that's just not true at all.
What? Okay, no, I there's a really good video on this, like legitimately, lightning powers, because your comments lightning powers. No, it's become like a trope of like a black superhero power, right? And that started because they were like fucking over one of the artists that was doing like Black Lightning or something like that. And but like the original first black superhero was, or the concept, it never made it to print, but it was just a white dude that turned black when he got angry.
No.
Not kidding.
What was it? A while ago, there was a guy who showed me you know those like black monster movies like Blackula and and Blackenstein. There's one that's like it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So Dr. Jekyll is black, and then when he becomes Mr. Hyde, he becomes white.
No way.
Yeah. And the way they do it, it's like, I mean, you could tell it's the same guy, but they I guess they put like chalk dust all over his face or something.
That's okay. Wait, is this a movie?
Yeah, it's like what is it? Just look up Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but black.
But black. I'm trying to look for it and see if I can find it. I'm like, I need the
Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde.
Yo! Wait, what is it? Dr. Black?
Yeah, Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde.
Here, pull up a picture, dude.
Yeah, I got one right here.
I mean, there are an astonishing amount of
this is crazy.
black characters that have lightning powers.
This guy clearly that's the worst white guy I've ever seen.
Yeah, they like light his face differently and shit too.
But it's not even like convincing. Like Tropic Thunder, you look at that guy for a second, you're like, that is a black man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw that movie, I didn't understand what the joke was. Just because I missed the very beginning about the surgery. We walked in the theater like I didn't know it was Robert Downey Jr. I just thought it was a black dude.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, "Is that Robert Downey Jr.?"
I was so confused when they're like he took it off and he's like white again. I'm like, wait, what?
But yeah, you asked a question about Thunderbolts.
Did I?
Yeah, a while ago. Oh right, yeah, you were talking about the lineup. Yeah, this team comp is crap. It is because it's all hand-to-hand combatants. Even Ghost and Ghost is the only one with like
kind of powers.
Yeah. I mean she can phase. But I mean they
make no sense.
Yeah, they still turn her into like some kind of mercenary. Yeah, but
I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Yeah,
what's that?
But yeah, none of the roles that you were talking about for teams. Like you've got no tanks, you've got no energy users, you've got no technicians.
Dude, this team comp is an L team comp.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I listened to Kaida talk about it, right?
I'll kick you off straight.
I listened to Kaida talk about it, and the
that is Kaida. It's Kaida.
Kaida.
I listened to Kaida talk about it, and he says it's good. He says their personalities mesh well, but what that tells me is that all their personalities have been somewhat tweaked so that they blend together better as a team. Which I mean, that shows that the writers know what they're doing, but they don't have much to. What?
You just noticed. Meet the brown bomber. This is the white dude that turns black. This was going to be the first black superhero ever.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, is anyone on the rights to him?
No, I don't think so. I think they just completely threw that concept.
Where did Shane come from? He doesn't have
what do you mean?
He doesn't have a chain in that first panel, but then in the lower panel he does have a chain.
Wait, can he keep the white afro, but it's like blonde when it comes back to white?
I don't know. It's a blonde hair. It gets all straight and shit.
No, even better. It stays that way, but it's
yeah. Just imagine a couple of people are like, "Yeah, this is a good idea," and like one guy goes like, "Maybe not." Maybe not.
Red Hole.
Or no, maybe it was. I'm sorry. It was DC's. It was gonna be DC's first black superhero because they're like, "Oh, Marvel's got a black superhero. We need to get on this." And they're like, "Hey, how about this? The brown bomber."
Yeah. Oh, Vaughn. Yeah. The that was the Thunderbolt Ross era of the Thunderbolts, where Red Hulk. It was like a whole team. This is good. It was a whole team of red people. Like everybody was red. Like you had the Red Hulk, and then you had you had Deadpool, you had Elektra, you had Punisher. That's where the red Punisher uniform comes from.
There's a red. I've never seen that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look it up. Thunderbolts Punisher. And then also Agent Venom. Flash Thompson was on the team. Though he left after a while.
I like the Punisher being in there as a concept. I think he really kind of fits that kind of type of squad. And he's also kind of wild card. You know?
He
would go against the plan. Yeah.
But they'd make it a whole thing about how Punisher bad.
Yeah. Maybe.
Also, wait on. I'm curious because I don't know U.S. Agent in the comics very well, and I haven't watched Falcon the Winter Soldier. From what little I've seen, like everyone hates it, like because they're like he kills the terrorists in daylight. I remember seeing everyone freaking out. I watched the clip Kata posted. I'm like, he's like 100% justified in that scene.
Yeah, I watched that episode. He was justified.
And then from what I've read, his friend gets killed, right? By that guy.
Yeah, Battlestar dies. His black friend, mind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's messed up.
Also, he has a black wife.
He what?
Yeah, in the movie, he's got.
Because they said that it was a commentary on racism or something, wasn't it? Like everyone was implying.
Of course, it always is.
Yeah, because they tried to make it one. But then they kept fucking up with all these other minor details, and then it's like, wait a minute, he's a dude. There's nothing wrong with him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, U.S. Agent is also he's got a much shorter temper. Honestly, Wyatt Russell he's closer to Captain America than U.S. Agent, I would say.
In the comics, you mean? Like, is U.S. Agent, is he not like...
No, because, U.S. Agent in the
not.
comics, he's a lot more, like I said, he's a lot more short-tempered. He's, he's a lot, quicker to get into a fight. He embodies more of he embodies more of the any means necessary type of soldier mentality. Whereas Captain America is a lot more lawful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if you guys, if you don't have anything prudent you want to add to the conversation, I think this is a good point to.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I think we kind of. So what did we? So I guess overall, let's go through our verdicts. Is like I think that like in general, it's a great concept. I've thought of it for other things, like applying the Suicide Squad concept to. Hey, I have villains I want to throw in here. I think it's great when it's giving characters who haven't had their time to shine a second wind, and also adds to you can kill them off or you can make them stars. I think in that respect, it's great. I think it's characters that have some moral gray. You normally need like one straight edge character and some bad ones. I think it's a brilliant concept for creativity. And when that concept gets squandered, it sucks. That's I'm probably going to do I've pulled from suicide related stuff, even just for fun. Even though I haven't read the Ostrander stuff, I'd look through like DC wikis and I think of characters that would make my Suicide Squad. This is a character that they haven't done anything with. This is a character that,
like I said, that episode in Justice League Unlimited of Calendar Man making the plan to attack Justice.
Was it Calendar Man? No, I thought it was Clock. It was Clock King, wasn't it?
I think it was Calendar Man.
No, I think it was Clock King.
I think you're wrong.
All right, just ready? And just to prove you wrong on air.
All right. Well, now we need to know that I'm infinitely more knowledgeable.
Because he's counting down the time.
Yeah,
he's Clock King. It wasn't calendar. He's not counting down the dates.
What? I don't know. We lost Vaughn. It's just no, but I like you said. I mean, I still consider those episodes when I'm like writing something similar, right? I just think it was just so well executed, and the concept of that team that was put together to write that story, I'm like, this is awesome. This is great. I'd like to see more stories. And I think everyone else agrees. That's why people go to the theaters to watch the movies. It's just they're not being delivered the promise.
It is Clock King. Fuck you. I was right.
What?
I told you.
What? Vaughn? What? Where'd Vaughn go? All right. We can stay there by fucking Batman's dick, all right? That's where you are right now on the screen, all right? Warren, anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, well, there's some. I actually, it sucks because I immediately, as soon as you started to close it out, I immediately thought of my favorite execution of the villains being forced into that role of the anti-hero, and that's the Dark Avengers from Dark Reign around 2008 2009.
So what's the cast? We got Charcoal.
No, no. So this is actually. Hold on.
That's
hold
the
this up.
Black Avengers.
Yo, what?
So this one
What
here.
if
This is
Sentry didn't turn into like a shadow form? He just turned black.
nah, but you
Dude,
got.
have you read the Invincible Spider-Man crossover where he goes, "Oh, let me guess, you're," and because he says Spider-Man, he starts writing off the names and he looks at Luke Cage. He goes, "You're Black Man," and he's like, and he's just like, "What?"
Sorry, Warren. What were you saying, Warren?
You're good. This is my favorite. So this is my favorite lineup of like the heroes being or the villains being forced into that anti-hero role. These are what is it? Over half of this team. Yeah, this is from Marvel. This is from Dark Reign. So after
but
yeah, after Secret Invasion, at the end of Secret Invasion, the Skrull Queen is killed by Norman Osborn, who I forget how he gets put in charge of the Thunderbolts program. But at the time, he's leader of the Thunderbolts. And after he kills the Skrull Queen, he's like elevated to basically like king of international security. He replaces Shield is disbanded because they weren't able to stop the Skrull invasion, and they're replaced by an Osborn run security army called Hammer, and also because at the time the Avengers are considered a government entity because of the effects of Civil War. This also puts him in charge of the Avengers. But it's like I said, it's Norman Osborn. This is the Green Goblin we're talking about. None of the Avengers are going to fight. Or two Avengers were two people that were on the Avengers team at the time. They were like, oh yeah, sure, I'll step up and stay on the team, and the rest of them dipped. So those two people were the Sentry and Ares. And the Sentry. This is when the Sentry starts turning into more of a villain during Dark Avengers. But the rest of this team. Oh, and then they've got Captain Marvel. This is Marvel Boy right here. This is Novar. You can ignore him. He vanishes like 8 issues into the series. But the rest of this team right here, none of these are superheroes.
Damn, dude, I haven't read I never really grew up reading monthly comics. I always read older stuff.
Dude, this
I never really kept up with current stuff.
So Miss Marvel right here.
Hilarious.
This isn't Carol Danvers. This is Moonstone. And then you got this is
Wait,
Wolverine.
That's Moonstone?
Is that Zach?
Yeah, this is
Moonstone. That's his brother or his son, right?
There's another one?
Yeah, this is Dakin. Dressed up as Wolverine.
Okay.
This is Bullseye dressed up as Hawkeye.
That is a weird
This is Venom right here. This is not just any Venom. This is Matt Gargan's Venom.
That's weird.
Oh, that makes more sense now. Okay.
But yeah, no, well, it sounds weird, but it works so freaking well because he basically goes to each of them. Like I remember, like with Norman Osborn, there's this panel where Norman Osborn calls Bullseye into his office, and he's like, "Bullseye, I need you to shape up." And oops, Bullseye, I need you to shape up. You're coming to New York with me. And Bullseye's like, "Oh, to do what?" And Norman's like, "You're going to be an Avenger." And Bullseye's like, what? like all of these, they're all like all these villains. They're so caught off guard by it, and it's
who's in the Iron Man suit?
That's Norman. That's Norman Osborn. This
Norman. Okay.
Yeah, this is Iron Patriot right here. This was the original Iron Patriot.
That's dope.
Yeah, but he basically needed to portray himself as an amalgamation of Captain America and Iron Man to fill their roles on the team. But yeah, super like cool team comp. But yeah, this was one of the best executions I've seen of it. I don't want to sound like a I've listened to a lot of writing podcasts and stuff before, and I don't want to sound like one of those pundits who are like, oh, you shouldn't do this. Well, there are these exceptions. Well, if you're good enough, you can do. The God's honest truth of this game is, whatever works, and if you're nimble enough to get away with it, then go right ahead. If you're nimble enough to get away with it, which a lot of I'll tell you right now that whoever put this together, again, the writers, from the sound of it,
So my bad. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm drawing it, yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. Anyone who stopped in, please like the podcast. Sorry, Warren, I'm trying to end this. We got things to do. But I got links down below in the description. I need people to sign up to the email list, man. You're missing out if you're not signed up for that.
Yeah, sign up to the, and also, Bud Sauce and I are gonna
definitely don't do that.
Bud Sauce and I are gonna be at Heroes Con next month, so make sure you guys swing by and buy some stuff. Unless you don't want to promote your products, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But all right, guys. Bye.
You're doing that to such fine craftsmanship. That boy ain't right. Ugh.